Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back now to Non-League to Premier League. Right, where do we start? We have had so many injuries. It's been ridiculous. It really has been crazy. We've still got people just returning to fitness at the moment. Not just that, we've had so many interviews. It's been crazy with League One and Championship sides. Last one was Wigan. I genuinely thought that we might have got that job, but unfortunately, if we come into this just here, we weren't successful. They was happy with what we put forward, but they took on Graham Jones instead. In terms of form, you was last with us for the Cambridge game. We're still indifferent, we're very much showing mid-table team form. We went and we beat Walsall, which was great for the fans. 2-0 away from home. Charlie Ball on the score sheet. We then absolutely battered Aldershot. Just couldn't score a goal. They hit us with a smash and grab 1-0 victory for them. That was really 3 points that we dropped. We should no way have lost that game. Picked it back up then with a 2-1 win against Grimsby with Lewis Longstaff on the score sheet. Then, when Doncaster was second in the table, we beat them 3-2. Really good performance, very good game. Gave me hope going into the Salford match, which was the match we was going to come back for originally, but it was postponed. We just didn't turn up. The 4-0 scoreline doesn't really do justice for how good Salford were and how bad we were. Then, moving on from there, Chesterfield, we were down against twice. We took the lead, then they pegged us back, then they scored, then we scored, then they scored, then we scored. Very good game, but frustrating. That's one that we could have potentially won and probably slipped up there. Which brings us to the last game that we played, Stevenage. Up until this day, we hadn't lost to Stevenage. We'd had 3 wins, 1 draw. And we played very well. First half, we really dominated. Second half, we still dominated, but couldn't find that goal just to kind of put the game to bed, if you know what I mean. Like we was there. We should have taken everything, and instead, 3 minutes to go, we decide that we're just going to throw it away with Elliot List and Ben Kennedy getting goals in quick succession for Stevenage, and instead of us walking away with 3 points, they walked away with 3 points. So that leaves us now in 15th in the table. We were at the time that was played 13th, I think, or 14th. I think 14th. So it hasn't made a huge difference. We are still very much middle of the pack. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Charlie Ball, by the way, one figure off of double figures. This man's goal scoring record is absolutely ridiculous. It's actually showing as being a little bit on the decline at the minute, which is concerning, but his performance in front of goal is anything but concerning, so I can't really grumble. Very good goal scoring record. Have got some bad news though. If we go into transfers, and we're going to transfer history. Unfortunately, out of the club here, you will see to Millwall, Connor Stanley, former Man United prospect, who we brought in on a free transfer. Good bit of business for us, really. 60 grand, so we've made a profit on it, and in that 60,000, we've got a 25% fee of the next sale. But for a championship club to come in for him, if I'd have said no, he'd have kicked off. He's friends with Charlie Ball as well and Jamie Osborne, who are 2 very influential players during the squad. So I decided that it was better to let him go. Hopefully, we've made the right move. We obviously needed to bring somebody in of first team quality because young Bennett, although he has potential, he's not quite there just yet. So we brought in David Wang from Wolves. Very good player. He's got potential to be thereabouts. His contract does end with Wolves as well, so I'm hoping that if we can get a good set, like half a season out of him, then, well, it's not half a season, is it really? It's maybe a third of the season. Then we may come in for him in the summer. What does concern me with him is his mentals are a little bit not fantastic. Would like him to be a little bit braver. Would like him to be a little bit better in terms of composure. But we needed to bring somebody in, and at the time he was probably our best option. So he played well in the last game, in fairness. So we're hopeful that that'll be the right move for us to make. We're now playing Carlisle today. We're going to stick with a very, very familiar squad. So we're sticking with the 4-2-3-1 attacking. We have Ryan Boot in goal, then Zamora, Baines, Pruitt and Bevan in defence. Midfield consisting of Ball, East, Wang, Rosa and Longstaff, and the main man up front himself, Charlie Ball. Because of the two quite heavy defeats that we've had here now, the morale's starting to drop in the squad again, which concerns me because this squad, when they're playing well, they play very, very well. As soon as they get a couple of losses, their heads start to dip, and that's more than likely due to the age. So we've got to hope that we can pick up a win here today now to swiftly pick the morale back up. Up against a very, very decent side here in Carlisle, but we are above them in the league, and we should be able to press on. Carlisle are actually in very, very good form now. They're third in the form standings. So we're going to passionately say, go out there and give the fans their money's worth, because we would like to see a good game today. Right then, we're going to get into it. Let's hope that we actually get a good performance on the live com today. So very, very early on, they've picked up a knock for Charters. There's 2 yellow cards, a bit of a feisty game. And there we go. Bennett brings the ball in, senses it for Payne, and that was a tremendous strike that Boot had no idea what was going on there. And you couldn't really have blamed him if that found the back of the net. The pace on that strike was well, I mean, you wouldn't have seen it. That was a proper rocket. This, however, could have been prevented, and we are all at 6s and 7s, and this is not a very good start. So instantly, 10 minutes into the game, we're going to demand more out of the players. Few of them are focused, few of them are just not listening at all. You're right on him, put a foot in. Don't be scared to put a tackle in as Charters brings it down the left, plays it back, long ball. Baines intercepts, Bevan launches the ball forward, Charlie picks it up. Plays it out to Longstaff, who does get through the middle, and that, he's recycled it, he's got onto it, and that was very well done by Lewis Longstaff. Very disappointed with the original finish. Literally, he's got all of the goal to aim for, and he whacks it at the meat, you'll see here. Great pass from Charlie Ball, by the way. Longstaff, straight through the middle with his first touch, takes it towards around the keeper, and then hits it straight at Slicker, who just parries it back into his path. And in the end, that ended up being really like quite a nice move. But I originally thought that the chance had gone. We are just slightly taking the edge in the game at the minute. It's very, very close. 33 minutes gone. There's not an awful lot happening. But I don't understand whenever I start to press the record button, we seem to get games where there's nothing for me to record. Oh, go on, Rosa gets it, applies the finish. Charlie Ball couldn't get the original header, but the Brazilian applies a lovely finish, and that puts us at Solihull Moors 2, Carlisle 0. And that needs to be, why is that not on director, which is where it should be? Do apologise. East gets the cross back in, Ball misses it, but it's only knocked down as far as Rosa, and Slicker in goal wasn't expecting it. That makes things a little bit more comfortable for us. Right, so we're going to go into the dressing room, and at half time we are going to say I'm very happy with the play that you're playing, keep it up. We are, however, going to drop the mentality back down to just positive. We don't need to be overly attacking here now. A little bit concerned about the yellow cards. I really would prefer not to go down to 10 men, but we're not going to change anything just yet. But come the 65-minute mark, we will be looking at bringing a couple of these off. It'd be nicer if we could get a third goal before then, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Actually, I must say that in the second half, Carlisle have been the better team so far. Right, we're coming up to 70 minutes now. We definitely need to make the changes. So we bring Aaron Sibia on. Wang's not really performing all that well. I mean, he's only on a 6.5, so I think they're going to bring Bennett on and give him a chance. And I don't really want to bring Bevan off for Clark, but it doesn't look like I've got much of a choice. Although saying that, Bennett is playing very well. We'll take Clark on. So we're making a triple substitution, which is always a risky bit of business. Float in the corner, Hargreaves. Ooh. They've definitely been the better side in the second half, must be said. So we're going to demand more from our players. Tell the boys, come on. I know it looks like the game's won, but nothing's over till it's over, and that is exactly why we say it's not over until it's over. We had a situation in the last game where in the last 10 minutes we crumbled. Well, the last 3 minutes, truth be told. And that there now puts us in a situation where we could be up against it again. I don't want to drop defensive. I might actually tell them. Go back out attacking, show some passion. Give the fans something to cheer about. A nice comfortable win. Floated into the back post to Bennett with the headers. Nice, but Slicker is equal to it. Bennett's also put onto a second yellow card now. Not onto a second yellow card. Ball over the top. Charlie chases it. Finish is quite decent, not amazing. But Slicker makes a very good save. And now, here we are with East for the corner. Floats it in to the near post. Baines can't get onto it. And Sagaf now is away. He's got Filicirk on his left. He's got people on his right. But thankfully, lucky for us, both in an offside position, so that comes to a close. Zamora spreads it out wide to Bennett. He's got people inside of him. Please don't shoot from here like you always do. Of course you're going to, because you're an absolute idiot. This youngster he's got a lot of promise about him, but he's got a lot of decision making to catch up on. But we do finish then at 2-1, which is really good for us. We're gonna keep ploughing through. I'm not gonna keep yous all the while. We're very far. I mean, we're 11 points off the playoff places, so we do still need major investment. Doesn't help losing one of our most promising players, in honesty, but there's not an awful lot you can do. I'm going to try and play through a lot more of the season as well to kind of come back as and when we're needed. If anything obviously does happen, I'll come back earlier, but for now, we'll come back for the Morecambe game at home. In fact, we don't play Walsall again, do we? We've already played them twice. So yeah, we will. We'll come back for the home game against Morecambe, and hopefully we might have moved up a little bit more in the rankings again of the league. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That's all from me for today. If you've liked that video, please do smash that little thumbs up button below for me. It really does help. If you're new around here, please do subscribe. We are here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. That's all for me today, folks. Thank you very much. Take care.